Good evening, everyone. It's Mother's Day in Australia, so happy Mother's Day to all the wonderful women that celebrated today. Today we're going to talk about the global energy of the week from May 10 to May 16th, which corresponds to week 19 of 2021. So 19 is quite an interesting number. Coming from the week 18 where we were breaking mindsets, where we were trying to grind those aspects of our personality where we were stuck, the old habits, the old mindsets, the old ideas that are no longer serving us. This week we come strong and we are looking to transform ourselves and get hold of our inner authority. 19 in Esoteric Numerology is called the selfless leader. And so it is because it realizes it doesn't really know. It realizes that it needs to put himself or herself at the service of the soul. So it realizes that needs to serve others above everything else, puts others first. So one of the names is others first. And it corresponds in the tarot card to the sun. So see, this is the beautiful sun, the 19. And so the sun is our strength, our inner strength. So we become strong enough to know who we are, our strengths, our self-worth, and are able to move forward in the direction of what we know it's our path. But it wants to put himself at the service of the soul. So in here you see a female figure and a female figure and a male figure, and the male female figure symbolizes the strength to move forward, the giving, whilst the female is the receptive part of ourselves. So it is the two parts of ourselves coming together in to really serve in for the direction of our soul. And so one of the challenges of this number, if we are not connected to our inner authority and we don't really want to listen within, if our personalities are still dominating us, is that we could become authoritative. Oh, sorry, my mouth is not wanting to modulate today. So we could become a little bit like a dictator, and we want to push people in the direction of what we want to do. So people with 19s in their charts may recognize this within themselves. In the beginning of their lives, they may become quite pushy, quite intolerant of others' ideas. They think the way they think is the right way, and they want to impose their point of view. But when the soul starts touching ourselves, when we allow for that to happen, there is a big shift. So this week is about this shift, about letting the soul in so we can put others first, and we're strong enough, we understand our value, and are able to really move forward without having to push anyone. And because we are so sure about ourselves and so connected to our intuition, we inspired others. So the selfless leader. Others will follow us because we inspire them, not because we push them. Okay, so an interesting and beautiful week, I would say. It shifts a little bit the energy of the previous weeks, which you may agree with me have been quite intense. In fact, last week I took a break from the lives because it was also intense for me. We all go through our own personal journeys, and we have to work on them and move forward to keep growing. And so I decided to take a little break. I was feeling a little tired, and so I did. So 19 plus 5 of the year, it's 24/6. 24 is the alchemy in time and space. So if you're not familiar with alchemy, what does that mean? Alchemy is a transformational process. And in the olden times, you could talk perhaps about the alchemists, people that could convert an element into another one. And so traditionally is the transformation of an impure element into a pure element. So it is spoken about the lead, which can be corrupted by other elements. And in ourselves, the lead talks about the personality. And to transform it into gold, which is pure and cannot be corrupted. And our gold is our soul. So see, there is this talk about this transformational process where we can become our gold. But it's alchemy in time and space. Or everything happens in the appropriate time. We cannot push for things to happen. We just have to flow with it and trust that everything is happening at the appropriate time and in the appropriate space. So then this involves a process of letting go of the control that we want to put in things. We want to make sure that we know every single step and that we want to see what's going to happen afterwards. No, this week will tell us and push us so we can release that need for control. Okay, so alchemy in time and space. So this is a massive, beautiful week of even completion of the self. A move in a direction of a new energy. Yeah. If we look at the year 2021 as a 23, 19 and 23 together goes to 42/6. And 42 talks about unconditional love. And usually this speaks about loving ourselves, connecting to who we truly are, and loving all the parts of our being, the good and the bad, and taking care of ourselves. Okay, so this is in general terms what the energy is, and the week starts on the 10th of May. 10, so see how 19 is also 1910-1, and so 10, I have spoken about 10 in previous lives. 10 wants us to be strong enough to move away from what is known, what is comfortable. One of the names is moving away from the skirts of the mother, because we feel safe behind the skirt of the mother, and spirit born in matter. So this tells us about us coming to a new beginning, and the need for courage and the need for us to really step forward and do what we know we need to do, and leave behind the things that are easy and comfortable and known and controlled. And so 10 of the day plus 5 of the month, because May is a 5, is 15/6. And again, the 15 tell us that we need to make a decision of where we want to head. Are we going to stay behind in the known world, in those things that are comfortable for us? So you may have situations where something from the past comes into your awareness, and you may say, oh, I prefer to stay with this because it's what I know, it's what I'm familiar with, it's what I'm comfortable with. Or are we going to be courageous? Are we going to move and do the things that we know are good for us, the things that are waiting for us to say yes? And so 15 plus 5 of the year is 20. 2011-2 is the energy of the 10th of May. And 20 wants us to birth ourselves. Now, if being Mother's Day, many mothers that may watch this know that giving birth is not easy. It takes a lot of strength. So in a week where we are working on our inner authority, on our strengths, and becoming that gold, birthing ourselves is the beginning of the week. So it will require for us to really have that motivation and the courage and realize that we are really loved, protected, and guided in that direction of our soul's desire, our purpose. So what are the things that you know that you need to leave behind? What are those things that you know you have to do? I was just listening to a little chat with Paulo Coelho, the author of The Alchemist, by the way, and he was saying, you cannot be a part-time dreamer. You either work on your journey, on your personal purpose, basically, on your purpose, or you don't. What are you going to decide? Are you going to birth yourself, or are you going to stay with what you know but is keeping you frustrated and unsatisfied because you know that's not going to take you anywhere? Okay, so that's the beginning of the week. Now on the 11th, the next day, we have new moon in Taurus. And so this invites us to get in touch with our physical senses, our touch, our sight, our smell, our hearing. And so it may help us have a feeling of what our intuition wants to tell us. So through our senses, we get some direction. And it's the first point of contact with our intuition. So be aware, be mindful of what's going within you. Listen, take time to be in silence. That's the only time when we allow ourselves to really be guided, because sometimes we're just so busy that we don't have time to listen within. Give yourself that time, that opportunity. Now on the 13th of May, Jupiter, the planet Jupiter enters the sign of Pisces. And what that means is Jupiter always brings expansion and growth. So it is said that in the sign of Pisces, it will bring some senses of abundance and growth into your life. So again, this week about transforming yourself, growing into yourself, taking that strength to move forward in the direction of your purpose, and the alchemy in time and space. Then there is this beautiful planet coming into the sign of Pisces to help with that growth. The week finishes on the 16th of May. And 16, we've spoken about that, is the mirror. So then there's this opportunity again to clear anything within that is still not very clear, things and emotions that are still lingering, to really move forward. And with the 5 of the month, 16 plus 5 is 21. And so in this way, we are able to really put in place and use the gifts that were given to us. so we can actually serve as we intended to. Now, 21 plus 5 of the year is 26/8, which implies an alignment. So see, in this 19 week, the 24/6, the alchemy, at the end of the week, we end with an alignment. So something needs to shift, maybe drastically if you haven't been moving forward, something will shift for you to be able to be born as you're intended to. Okay, so thinking of what's happening at the Healing Butterfly Touch, there's a couple of courses coming up. Then there is a foundation course in Esoteric Numerology. If you would like to learn more about the messages behind numbers, if you would like to understand a little bit about the mysteries of life, how does this all work, what's the force behind what is seen, and allow yourself to transform and deepen your intuition, get in touch with me. I'll let you know more about this course. It's a 6-day course, and it's amazing. It's life-changing. We're also holding some Reiki courses and other workshops that are listed in our website. I'll send you a message below with the link of the event page. And I hope this was helpful. I would love to hear from you if you have any questions. I would love to hear about your experiences with the energy of these weeks, and so we all can learn together. Okay, take care and see you next week.